Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mr. and Lady, thank you all for tuning into Kinetic Aesthetic. I am your host, Germ, and it is time for a divisional round edition of Sports Talk. This Chicago Bears season has become, honestly, one of the most legendary seasons I think they've ever had. I'm talking about even for the years that I have not been born. For the first time in franchise history, we have a quarterback, and we are moving on to the divisional round. We won a playoff game, first time since 2011. I'm not even going to really start on the Bears. We're going to talk about everything else that happened during this wild card round weekend. Just starting off, I have to just really say I have never really remembered the city of Chicago, just Bears fans across the entire globe having this much life injected into them. Just everything that win meant, regardless of what happens in this divisional round game against the Rams, and we'll talk about how they match up in the preview for that. Regardless of how they match up, regardless of how things go, this season was legendary. This was a culture changer. Chicago is not going to be the same. We have our guy. We have our coach. And again, more importantly, we have our fucking guy. We have our quarterback. This is special. But again, I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to talk about so much more than just the Bears. There have been coaching changes across the league that have literally, I kid you not, the way that we thought about this league going into this season is we are now literally, there's been a paradigm shift this season, and just these coaching changes that have happened. Pittsburgh, Baltimore, all of that is going to be talked about because this is all huge. This is a lot of big news. You got fucking Trae Young moving in the NBA, going on to Washington. I have thoughts about that. You got the Cubs making a big signing that's going to have them really look like they're going all in again. There's so much happening in the sports world. But like I said, we're going to start off simple. We're going to start off with the wild card games. And so that means we're going to start off with the one that opened us up, and that was the Rams going up against the Panthers. Now, this was a game that the Panthers, they were going in there having nothing to lose. That was single-handedly the most, everybody and their mama was picking the Rams to whoop their ass. They were picking them to just go out there and get their ass obliterated. And for Bryce Young to show the performance that he did in that game, for that team to come out the way they did, yeah, they lost. Yeah, they backed into the playoffs, so it wasn't even like they went in there with a lot of momentum. They showed that this was still a team that, for them to even get in the playoffs, they are right on schedule. The talent is there. I have come around on their coach. I think he actually is pretty much doing a good job. I think they have a lot of things to be excited for in the future because the NFC South, looking at it just realistically, Atlanta has a lot of young talent. I don't know if they're going to ever get it together coaching-wise. I don't like Michael Penix as their quarterback of the future. Tampa Bay, I like Baker. I like what they have there, but it feels like a team around him is going to need to be reshuffled pretty heavily. And then I don't like their coach. And the Saints are just the Saints. I don't have a lot of faith in them to really turn it around anytime soon. I still feel like they're kicking the can down the hill in terms of their cap situation. So I really do feel like the Panthers can, in these next couple of years, maybe have a nice little run, have a nice little couple years. They just have to make the right choices this offseason. I do think that you don't sign Bryce to a long-term deal, but you definitely bring him back next year. I don't think you need to have you don't need competition for him. Just let him be the quarterback and see what happens. When it comes to the Rams, though, this was a shaky performance. I know people are really still putting hype on them because, Stafford came through at the last minute with that touchdown with the clutch. But again, the way this team was supposed to beat their ass, for them to come out there and only beat them by like less than a touchdown, and for it to go down to the wire the way it did, I'm not sold on them. I am not sold on this Rams team. They have not done anything to really convince me. Stafford really this feels like a year where we're having an MVP that just has to get awarded. It doesn't feel like anybody was really that head and shoulders above anybody else. It's not a Lamar year. It's not a Josh Allen year. And I'm not just saying this because the Bears are playing them this week. I really just am not sold on this team. And even if they are to get past us, they're not getting past Seattle. They're not getting past Seattle. And if San Fran is the one that makes it past them, they're not getting past San Fran. They're not going to get past the San Fran team that's playing that hot. I think Stafford literally, he almost threw another interception in that game to go along with the one he had. I really do feel like he's due for one of those 3 interception games in the playoffs. So we'll see if they can overcome that. They do have a defense that could, if they play perfectly, can overcome it, but they're giving up 30 over these past couple weeks. I'm not sold on them either. Just an all-around, really just shaky performance. Puka had some real key drops. So we'll see what happens. And not going to talk about the Bears. We're going to talk about them last. We're going to talk about that game last, y'all. Moving up next, we had the Chargers playing against the Patriots. That wasn't the first game on that day, but I'm going to talk about it at this point. What the Chargers and Patriots showed me in these games is that, number one, I'm not giving up on Justin Herbert. I don't think he's just going to be one of those quarterbacks that is just only good in the regular season. I think a big part of this is that he plays for the Chargers, and I do feel like that franchise it's ineptitude that just like it's hard to overcome. You combine that with their whole offensive line getting injured and everything like that, they were never going to win the Super Bowl. Now, the Patriots, they came out, they did what they had to do. They're a young team. Defense isn't necessarily proven, but what they did, and if you look at those stats, in the second half, Drake May and the rest of that team, they clamped them. They came in, they put that shit to bed, and they won the way they were supposed to. I don't know how I feel about them having to play against the Texans, but I do feel like Drake May has shown that he's not just having a good year against easy competition. He is a top 10 quarterback. He is proven that he belongs in that. He belongs there, not in the discussion. He's there at the very least. So I like him to at least get to the AFC Championship game. I think this is a team that they should be able to get it done. And not just because I'm not sold on the Texans offense, just because I feel like this is a team that really is buying in. They believe in themselves in a way that's similar to the Bears, just that belief in yourself. But I feel like the Patriots they've been winning more games, and they've been able to do it just more consistently throughout the year. So I'm able to say now that I'm a fan of Drake May. On the Chargers end of things, though, like I said, Justin Herbert, this is going to fuck up his reputation. It's only so many times you can go into the playoffs and just lose and not be good. And you can say what you want. They put up 3 fucking points. That's unacceptable. That's just not what you're going into a playoff game needing to have happen. That was not the type of game that he was going to have to play if they were going to have a chance at all of winning. So that's just the way things go. I think they'll be fine next year if everybody can stay healthy for once, but it's only so much you can do. I feel like at some point, sometimes it does feel like the Chargers are one of those franchises that are just cursed, and you can't really overcome that. After that, we had the actual first game on the Saturday slate. We had the Jaguars playing up against the Bills. I'm sad. I'm not a Jags fan. I'm a Trevor Lawrence fan. I do believe in the guy. And he, much like Justin Herbert, he just had another one of those games where he went into the playoffs and he sort of pooped on himself. It wasn't the worst game in the world. One of those picks wasn't his fault. The one at the end was not his fault. I feel like he's just doing his job, going off the receiver's hands. But they just, after all that hype, after all of the momentum Duval had, and they winning all those games, going into Denver and beating them, they just weren't able to get it done again. They were a trendy pick to go to the Super Bowl. I was hoping it was going to be the Bears against the Jags, but I mean, they played as well as they can. They probably, again, they missed a lot of opportunities. They're a young team. They're not necessarily used to being in these positions. So hopefully they're going to be able to grow. You know, it happens when you have a first-year head coach, but it does. It's a little salty. It makes me feel shitty for them. They had all the good vibes and everything like that, and it's over. And that's just how quickly it can be in the NFL. You can be on top of the world and have everything looking like you're going to run away with it all. You can be a Super Bowl contender, and then next thing you know, you're out. You're out of it. But as much as I would say that this loss is about the Jags and them not really being able to live up to all the hype they had created for themselves, this is also just as much so. This is Josh Allen. This is him. He had to win this game. Everybody has already made it clear. These playoffs, especially on the AFC side, this is supposed to be the year that Josh Allen is going to do it. Nobody else is in his way. We're going to repeat that point every single fucking week we do sports talk when we're talking about the Bills. But this is the state of things for him. He's got to win these games. He's got to win this game this week against Denver. And he's got to win the AFC Championship game. Otherwise, this is going to be a stain on his reputation. And he played well in this game against he did what he was supposed to do, but we can't really give him too much praise because, again, this is what he was supposed to do. So there's really not too much else to say about the Bills. They're a team they're Super Bowl or bust. Otherwise, everybody's going to be on their ass. And probably, even if they don't reach the AFC Championship game, if they lose in this divisional round, I would still say you probably need to get rid of Sean McDermott. That's just me. Now, the only other game to talk about when it comes to the Sunday slate, that is the Eagles against the 49ers. I will say I'm a little bit shocked by how this game went. I probably shouldn't be, considering how the Eagles offense has looked all year. All the drops by A.J. Brown, again, if you're going to talk all that shit, if you're going to be that guy that's making all this noise, that's doing all these things, that's just giving ammunition to people like me, like motherfuckers on TV and these sports analysts to talk about, and you have to be delivering when the ball actually does go your way. And the whole team just didn't. And we should have saw it coming. The way the offense has performed the entire year, the defense has really been carrying this team and maybe to even have the third seed, but they're just not. They never looked like the Philly of last year. They never looked like they were going to be able to go in there and just take off the way they did. I never counted it out because Jalen Hurts is a playoff performer and you've got just a lot of fucking talent, and the defense was the defense, but they played the way they have looked this entire year. That's who this team was. And the push came to shove, that wasn't going to get us that score for 49ers. On their side of things, coach of the year, the short list of coach of the year has got to be Ben Johnson, Kyle Shanahan, fucking Mike Brady. And I love Ben Johnson. You've got to almost give it to Kyle Shanahan just because of the way he has been able to do without. The way that defense was looking, I was expecting even the Philly offense not being the way they were last year, not being of that same caliber, to at least put up 25, to at least put up 30, to do enough to win them the game, and they just didn't. You can blame it on the drops, you can blame it on all this other stuff, but somehow, some way, Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers have continued to win. They have beat everybody that they needed to beat. They might have come up short against that last game of the season against Seattle, but they didn't let that stop them. They didn't let that be the point where they just packed it all in. They came into this game against the defending champ in their house and got it. Brock Purdy, Kyle Shanahan, Juwan Jennings for him getting more passing touchdowns than Jordan. I don't even know this. There's some quarterback. I don't think I'm trying to find a way to touch him back. But they got it. I don't know what else to say. I'm hesitant to even go again to just pick Seattle because it could end up being a blowout with the way that defense is looking. But just the way the team has been believing and buying in, and the way the visual games go, I would not be shocked if they would do some crazy shit. And for the final game that happened, the final game before the Bears game that we discussed, we have to talk about Steelers getting their ass whooped and Aaron Rodgers, his swan song against what it looks like to be a swan song against the Texans. Now, for the Pittsburgh, they were a division winner that honestly probably didn't belong in the playoffs. The way they were playing, only getting in because Baltimore scared couldn't make a field goal. They looked the way they were supposed to look. Now, they kept the game close going into the fourth quarter. Credit to the Steelers defense. Yes, the Texans offense is not good, but still the Steelers defense isn't the worst. It's not bad. It's a little overrated. They did what they could, but eventually Aaron Rodgers rolled. He can't necessarily do too much, especially if he doesn't get the ball out quick, and so he throws a pick six and the game was over, right? And they just got outclassed. That's just how it goes. This is his final game. This is Aaron Rodgers' final game of his career. He had a great game. I'll always hate him because he was a Packers player, but you've earned the right to run off the sunset off of that. You came back for one final year. You got into the playoffs. He has nothing to do. Absolutely. On the Texans side of things, CJ Stroud, what the fuck is it? What was that game? What type of drugs are you on? Because you are playing like ass. If he does that again in the divisional round against the Patriots, they're going home. As good as that defense is, they will fucking go home if CJ Stroud comes out and lays another egg like he did. Because that was ass. That was terrible. The nigga was not playing good. 3 turnovers. Every time I turned on that game, when I was able to watch it for a long amount of time, he just was not looking like he knew what the fuck he was doing. And the same nigga that was trying to little bro Caleb this week here, and now all of a sudden it seems like he's the little bro. So I like the Texans. I think they have potential. If CJ Stroud does what he did against Pittsburgh, they're not going to go in. And with that said, finally, let's talk about the greatest game in Chicago Bears history, the greatest loss the Packers have ever faced, the most embarrassing loss. And the fact that Caleb Williams got all the Packers, I can talk about the 18-point comeback orchestrated by him in that offense, assisted by the defense. It's not Bears. This is, again, I said in the beginning, I'm going to say it now, this is the biggest dub in franchise history. That was not the Super Bowl '85. This is it for the context, for the situation, for everything that we've been through for the past couple of years, for him to come out and do what he did, to make the throws he did. That 4th and 8, that's legendary. That's some once in a lifetime shit. You better remember where you were when you saw that play. I was at work, I watched that game. Y'all, I doubted. I fucking doubted. Going into the fourth quarter, I'm texting the group chat with the guys, literally telling them we had a nice run. Y'all don't believe me. Y'all won't believe me. This shit really happened. I was in real time watching this shit happen, and I didn't believe what I was seeing. And I don't know why I decided to give up when I did. After everything that I've seen this year, I didn't think I would know better. But I have been so used to this team. When you really buy in, when you really start to think, okay, maybe things are going to get different, maybe something exciting, maybe we're going to really turn the page and let you down. And I really feel like I had every reason to believe that it was happening again. And then they just started to play. Then the fourth quarter just happened. And then all of a sudden, fucking the Packers kicker is just missing field goals. All of a sudden, Caleb is just doing what he's done all year. He's balling out all his career. Let's be real. Last year, his rookie year, if you pay attention, if you were watching the game, he was playing well in the fourth quarter. He was making a comeback. He just needs to fuck it up and allow us to lose again. It's not happening anymore. We have Captain Clutch, and we have a coach that's at least not going to fuck it up and lose it for us. He's doing a lot of dumb shit on fourth down this game in the early goings. But I'm learning to trust the man. I'm learning to understand that there's a method to his madness. I say this to Bears fans. I say this to NFL fans. I say this to anybody who is a fan of football. From now on, for the next decade at least, when there's a Chicago Bears game playing, you probably should tune in. You probably should go check out and see what's happening. Caleb Williams is that type of player. He's that type of guy. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's jitters. I don't know if it's really just footwork shit, because it is weird how he's just picking up quarters 1 through 3. He can just not feel like he's going, like you can just be like, damn, this guy is really just ass. I don't blame you for coming to that conclusion after watching him first half of some of our games this season. But it's that fourth quarter. Let the game be close. Let us have a fighting chance if we can just get some shit going. He gets it going every time. The team believes. I've never been on this side of this. Hearing other people, hearing sports analysts, hearing other players talk about Caleb, talk about these Bears now, they're scared that he's got the ball. They know he might do something with this. Having that guy on our team, that's a different feel. This is something that I'm still getting used to. I'm still waking up just being like, oh, goddamn, that's us now. That's the Bears. Don't know what to say. I don't know how I can keep going. I feel like I'm rambling. I don't know what the fuck I'm even talking about. We're just talking about Caleb and the Bears right now. You see some of these plays. You see that 4th and 8. For him to be able to make that throw, to have the confidence to attempt that throw in the air, hitting the fucking Jordan logo. This is one of one. This is a different time period. This is just a different vibe in Chicago right now. I don't know if they're going to win it all. I don't know if they're going to win the Super Bowl this season. But I know that I just feel a different type of elation knowing that for the next couple years, I'm not going to say a decade, because life ain't promised. Shit can just get crazy and things can just happen after 2 or 3 years. But for this next foreseeable future, the Bears window is open every year. We have a championship shot as long as this man is playing the way he's playing and he is on our roster. And as long as we have Ben Johnson as our coach to go along with him, I feel like we're a fucking favorite. So you can say that despite the defense too. Because the defense, for all the shit that people want to give them about the first half, yeah, they let them score 21. They only scored 7 more. They only scored 6 points in that second half. And that was off 1 touchdown with a missed extra point. I feel like, and I do have this strange nagging feeling, the defense is going to have one of those games they were having early in the season soon. And lo and behold, we're going up against the Rams. We're going up against Puka Nacua and Devontae Adams and Matt Stafford. But we're going to do it in Chicago in our weather. So, again, I don't blame people for sleeping on the defense. They didn't have a great showing. They came together in the second half. Running game got shut down. Passing game was hit or miss for the Packers, I should say. But I'm bought in all the way on this team. I trust the defense. I trust that when we need a stop, when we need it, not early and we're like, oh shit, things are looking really bleak and ugly. When we need that stop, they'll get it. And Kyler Gordon being back was a great thing. I know they picked on him late in the game. They know he was coming back from an injury. But just having all of our guys back out there the confidence that I know that defense has, the belief. They know they have Caleb in the offense. I don't have a reason to pick against this team. When it comes to the Packers, though, now this has been a couple days after when I'm dropping this. Matt LaFleur, I don't think he's going to be fired or let go. They're going to probably give him a little small extension. I think if there's anything this game showed me is that I just don't have a reason to be fearful of the Packers as long as he's their coach. Jordan Love is a talented quarterback. He is top 10. He balled the fuck out in this game. Over 300 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He did what he was supposed to do. Everybody else let him down. Every other facet of that team let that man down. From his coaches, to his running game, to his defense, all of them shit the bed. Josh Jacobs did nothing. He had a bad fumble. You had the defense allowing Caleb and the offense to do what they did. And you've got Matt fucking LaFleur, who just got outcoached. He got outcoached and he got outdone. And I don't want him to necessarily leave Packers, because not only because I think he's just not a good coach and not going to win them Super Bowl, but also because the hate that him and Ben Johnson have, I find it amusing. I do enjoy it. If I can enjoy Ben Johnson out-coaching this dumbass for 2 times a year for the next fucking 5 to 6 years, because I know they're not going to let him get his ass whooped by the Bears. They're not going to let themselves get their ass whooped by the Bears that many times in a row. But I do definitely feel like this is going to be just money. This is going to be just amazing entertainment for the league for the next couple of years. So yeah, when it comes to the Packers, there's nothing really else to say. Y'all just shit the bed. Y'all fucked up. Y'all talk too much shit. I do want to remind everybody, they said, I remember at least 3 players that were talking shit. They were talking about the Bears aren't this, the Bears aren't that. I'm glad we got the Bears. You got them. You wanted the Bears and you got them. Now your ass is going home. Let that be a lesson to all these teams out there, to anybody that's thinking about, it doesn't matter if it's your rival, shut the fuck up going into the playoffs, because that team is clearly in the playoffs for a reason. And they showed them why. Colston Loveland is an amazing tight end. I'm trying to think of anything else I just want to go into before I talk about some of the other stuff. But there's really just been a great fucking wild card weekend, and I am so excited for the division. But that wasn't all that happened in the world of football. There was some fallout from these 2 losses. We already had Baltimore, as I alluded to earlier. John Harbaugh is out. He is no longer their coach after 18 years. Mike Tomlin, same fucking thing. After that loss, he decided to step down. I believe he probably did step down. I don't believe that Pittsburgh actually fired him. And I said it earlier, this is literally a paradigm shift in the NFL, because these are the 2 longest tenured coaches in the league. Like, this man has been there since I was starting fucking middle school. Has Mike Tomlin been the coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers? I think the Ravens were just hiring Harbaugh when I was starting high school. These guys have been there. They've been around. And it's going to be weird not seeing them on the sidelines. The league moves on. Shit don't stop. I think Pittsburgh is going to probably end up having to go through it's going to be a rough year or 2, because they don't have really a quarterback, and they don't have a real path to getting one, because they have a decent enough team to where, unless they really go all in on the tank, I don't see them ending up with the 1st overall pick. And where they're at, unless somebody becomes available via trade or free agency, I don't see how they're going to really make a splash good enough at that position in order to change their fortunes, because they've been the Cowboys with better PR for the past 10 years at least. And when I say that, I mean the same way the Cowboys they'll go 8-8, maybe 9-8. Now that we've had that extra game, or 10-7, they are the team and never either just make the playoffs and go one and done or anything like that. They're not even it's not even like a better PR. They're literally the Cowboys, just in the AFC version. Just like one of them's more flash and the other is more gritty. So the Pittsburgh, I'm excited because I do think they're a better franchise than that. They shouldn't be aiming for mediocrity. I love Mike Tomlin as a coach. So I don't want to say that he was aiming for it himself, but they ended up in that spot where that was the best they were ever going to get. So I think it was time. I think it's a good thing for both parties. I don't know what's next for Mike Tomlin. He's going to be a good coach wherever he goes, but Pittsburgh had run its course. And for Baltimore, I don't know what they're going to do in terms of a coach. It's going to be an attractive job, and with the most attractive one on the market, because you've got Lamar fucking Jackson as an MVP quarterback at your fingertips. That's your guy. So I don't know what's next for either team. I don't think the Baltimore should expect to be tanking or like the bottom falling out, but I don't know if we can really like shoot them in for the playoffs either, because it's going to take that defense getting better. It's going to take Lamar staying healthy, and it's going to take a coach that knows what he's doing. And All three of those things are not guaranteed. Now, when it comes to something else I want to speak on in the sports world, that was Trae Young. Trae Young, as you all know, he was the Atlanta Hawks superstar. They drafted him, I want to say, a good 6-7 years ago. Might not have been in the league that long. I might be like confused on that. But he's been in the league for a while, and he's been there long enough to develop a reputation, to become known as just this offensive dynamite player, and that wasn't enough to keep him in Atlanta. That wasn't enough for them to really do anything. He was selling them tickets, but they decided they wanted to move on. They wanted to get better, and they wanted to actually, figure something out. And so now he's in Washington. The reason I felt like this was interesting to talk about was because it's just been crazy. All the NBA trade, the big names that have been talked about being traded, Trae Young, Lonzo Ball, some other guys. I'm sorry, y'all. Basketball doesn't really matter to me until after the football season is over or after All-Star break, and we're not there yet. But it's been interesting to see that a lot of these guys just don't have trade value because a lot of teams are just not wanting to even go through the effort of trading for them. They're not wanting to deal with Lonzo Ball because people feel like they can't win with him. And I read the same thing about Trae Young, and I don't know that much about Trae Young, but I never really got that vibe from him. So with that being said, it was interesting that he ends up in Washington. As we all know, well, as you know, if you're a basketball fan, Washington they're very much ass. They're very much boo-boo. But I think the way I saw it and the way it was explained is that what he's trying to do is come here and up his value, show people that he can still be a good player for a contender. I just think that's crazy that we're at that point in the NBA, and I get it. People aren't trying to, go all in for somebody, and you're not going to get him shit, but that's crazy. So Trae Young is probably going to have to get used to losing for a while. He's going to have to get used to being in Washington. I know that probably can't be fun being on a team where, you have no fucking hope, but it is what it is. But outside of that, I think it's time that we get back to football, or we get back to talking about these divisional round games. So, 8 teams are left. We are really at that point where it's put up or shut up, and it's time we talk about these games. So the first thing that I want to talk about, the first game I should say I want to talk about, Denver against Buffalo. Going into this one, I don't really know what to expect. It's going to come down to Bo Nix in this offense because Josh Allen, he is going to go, over his dead body are the Bills going to just be bounced from the playoffs. I know that Denver defense is great. I expect them to come out and look good, but I do expect that Josh Allen, one way or another, is going to get some points on that board, and he's going to get them in the right position. Now, how the game goes is going to be one of two ways. It's either going to be a close one, a thriller that comes down to basically who probably has the ball last, and that's if Bo Nix and the offense don't come out, they don't really look the same way they have when they've been on it. Or this could be a game where as hard as Buffalo tries, as much as they fight, they can never really just overcome the deficit. If Bo Nix and this offense comes out and they perform the way they have shown that they can at times, I don't see a reason why Denver is not going to just win this game and move on. But it's gonna come down to Bo Nix. It's gonna come down to this offense performing the way that they have when they've been at their best. If they do that, surefire win. If not, this is a 50-50 toss-up game. After that, we got Patriots and we got the Texans. This one is pretty much the same thing. Now, I have much more faith in Drake May than I have in Bo Nix. But with that being said, we can also say the same thing for the Texans offense against this Patriots defense. This is just going to be a game of, when it comes to the Patriots and Texans, I guess the best way to say it is which team is going to prove that they are for real? Which team is going to show that they belong in that AFC Championship game, and which one is just going to let their flaws doom them? Because for me, when I'm looking at the Patriots, it's that defense. I don't know if it's for real. I don't know if they're going to really be able to stop a great team when they really need to. And for the Texans, as good as that defense is, can CJ Stroud and that offense score points when they need to, when the game is on the line? I don't know. I don't have the utmost faith in CJ at this point, but I also remember that he came out and gave us one of those rookie seasons that you'll see once in a lifetime. He's come out and shown that he has the poise. He might be going through that sophomore slump, and it might have carried on over into this junior year now, but I still believe that he can go on one of those runs. He's got it in him. He's got to find it, but he's got that type of run in. And I didn't do a prediction for the first game, but I'm going to give a prediction for this Patriots against Texans game. I'm going to say the Patriots take this one, Texans 14. And when it comes to the Denver and the Bills game, I see that one actually being a much more explosive affair. I'm going to say the The Bills win 24, Denver 20. Now, the one NFC game that doesn't involve my Bears, that is the Rams against the Seahawks. This is my most interesting game of the weekend. I legit don't know what to expect from this. This is one of those games that I know some people are trying to look at the Seahawks and say they should just stomp them because of the 49ers and their defense. Brock threw 2 picks last week. I don't think that's going to happen at all. I think this is going to be another close game. We're going to have another thriller, another game of the year candidate. These are 2 teams that just know each other really well. There's a deep rivalry there. I have no reason to expect this game not to be explosive, not to be crazy, not to be a game that comes down to the wire. Sam Darnold, I don't really think I should be expecting him to do anything other than, be solid when they need him to be solid. He's already proven he's played some big games this year. Aside from that one game against the Rams where he threw 4 picks, he's looked pretty nice in games where the lights have been bright. He's going to have to do it again. He's going to have to show it. If he wins this game, I have no reason to really pick against him in the NFC Championship game, even if it's against my Bears. If he plays well in this. If he struggles, if he comes out and he does that, I believe they can overcome it either way. But that is going to make me very, very uncomfortable against either the Rams or the Bears. When it comes to 49ers, what their key is, I think they just got to play loose. They got to keep their running game strong, as difficult as that's going to be. Keep Christian McCaffrey involved. Get him the ball, throw it to him, have him run, but you got to keep first downs. You got to keep getting them, and you got to stay on that field because you don't want that Seahawks offense to just have to be able to get chance after chance, because if you do that, JSN's going to kill you. He's gonna wreck your game because I'm going to go in here and say it, win or lose, JSN is going to get at least 1 touchdown. Your key when it comes to that Seahawks offense is, I guess, try not to let them get 2 or 3. If I have to give a score prediction on this one, I'm going to go with the Seahawks 24, 49ers 21. Now, the game that means the most to me, the game that means the most to, I think, most of the people who watch this, because I know I got a lot of Bears fans. I know y'all are like me. This one is going to be exciting, to say the least. If this was in LA, I would comfortably pick the Rams. Unfortunately, I would say that I don't know how our defense is going to slow them down at all. But this is in Chicago. This is in the cold. Matthew Stafford's used to it. I know Devontae Adams used to it. I don't know about Puka. I don't know about that defense. I don't know about everybody else. So I have a strong belief and I have a strong faith that this is going to be a game where, going to the 4th quarter, we're going to start looking at Killer. We're going to start looking at that offense to come out and do it again. If they can do it again twice in a row, it's very, very hard. I know he's done it a lot this year, but people have to realize he's 3-3. Like, it's not easy to always be coming from behind and winning games, especially when it gets late. But I definitely don't see this being a blowout in either way. I know some people have come out and said that Stafford's can put up 5 touchdowns, over 400 yards against this defense the way they're playing. He can. I'm not going to deny that, but that doesn't mean that he will. If we saw what happened against them last week against Carolina, we saw what's happened this year against just in random weeks. I don't really find or see any good reason to just buy into this team and think that they are just unbeatable. They were number 1 seed for a long time this year, yes, but they didn't end up as a number 1 seed. They ended up as number 5. There's no reason to think that LA is just going to waltz into this game and just run away with it, and there's no reason to think Chicago will either. Now, Chicago has a better chance of maybe that happening. I really think that our running game can do some damage. I'm not sold on this LA defense. I said it earlier when we were talking about the game they played against Carolina, but you're allowing 30 points to all these teams week after week after week. Maybe eventually, or this week right here, they clamp down, they really go back to being how they were at the beginning of the year, but I don't know. I don't see it, and I don't know if Caleb and the rest of this Bears offense just going to allow it. So prediction-wise, I'm going to have to say I expect us to come out on top 35-30. Expecting a high-scoring game. I'm expecting it to come down to the final few minutes, but I just think the Bears are going to pull this out. And I have another small little hint. I don't expect the Bears to come out slow. I will say it right now. I definitely know that the Rams are going to at least score once or twice in the first half. The Bears have to match it. We cannot afford to have this game be another one where we're down 21-3 or 21-0 at halftime. That happens against this team, we're losing. We're losing, and we are going home. Now, I'll say it right now, as Bears fans, I think I speak for most of us when I say we won't be too upset. It'll sting, but it's not going to be the end of the world. But I'm at a point now where I believe the Bears can beat any team that we play against. I believe we could have beat the 07 Patriots, or we can beat the fucking 72 Dolphins right now. We have the quarterback, we got the coach, we have the aura, we have the swag. It's all about us just putting it together. But that is all I think I really have for you all on this one. I want to say thank you all for tuning into Kinetic Aesthetic. Thank you all for checking out another edition of Sports Talk. It has been a very, very, very crazy season. It's been hectic. It's been just not knowing what's going to come next. The Bears have been playing with my emotions. It feels like this whole fucking year, but here we are. We're here as one of the final 8 teams, having a chance to go be one of the final 4 next week, and I believe in them. So like I said, this has been Kinetic Aesthetics. This has been your boy Germ. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on whatever platform that you listen to me in on. Make sure you continue to just be good people. I want to say shout out to everybody that does watch us and everything else and everything like that. Shout out to all the Bears fans across the globe. It's been beautiful seeing the Bears just as an organization, just as a sports franchise, just get so much. It feels like they're back. Like, I heard John Madden say it once. I don't remember when it was, but I remember a very famous football fucking mind saying it. The world is better. He said the NFL, but I'm gonna say the world. The world is just a better place when the Chicago Bears are good, and it feels like that is a much true statement right now. So, like I said, continue to be good people. Continue to drink all your water. Go fucking Bears. Bear the fuck down.